Your first comic is a fucking hilarious lady. I've seen her all over town performing. I've done a lot of shows with her. The first time I saw her go up was like 2 years ago. Halfway through her set, I was like, oh my God, this chick is nuts. She's so good. Give it up now for the very funny Erin Lennox.
Thank you. How are you guys? Give it up for Matt one more time. And his job? What a bragger, right? Was it a job in this economy? What a dick. Oh, it's so nice to be here. It's nice to see all you guys. Thanks for coming out. That's great. My family is here in this front row right here. That's nice. Guys, this is my cousin and his fiance. They're getting married on Sunday. Give a round of applause for them and their poor choices. I was at a wedding a couple weeks ago. I get invited to a lot of them. Very popular. Deal with it. What's the saying? Always a bridesmaid, never a respected member of your own family. Not in this one. I don't know what that's about, but it's, you know what, it's probably fine. Anyway, it's like I was at this wedding a couple weeks ago, and I did some ecstasy while I was there. I'm not proud. I didn't want to do it. I had to do it because it was given to me by the groom. And I'm not a terrible person, I'm a good friend. So I did it. But the whole time I was like, when he gave it to me, I was like, this is very inappropriate for him to be doing at his own wedding. But then I found myself in a 45-minute conversation with his aunt. And I was like, he knew what he was doing. This is enjoyable. I am having fun. Tell me again about your remodel. There was a wall and now there's just not a wall. That's amazing. Do you want to braid my hair? Let's go swimming. I love you. At the rehearsal dinner for this wedding, I had some diarrhea. It's awkward. But luckily I was with my boyfriend and he's so great. What he did to help is he told everybody. Not one person at that party went untold. To be fair to him, right before we walked in, I looked him in the eyes and I was like, listen, I have diarrhea, please don't tell anyone. But you can't do that to a man, right? You can't talk about poop and then take the poop away from him as a topic. It's like giving LeBron James a basketball and being like, here you go, but don't dunk this, okay? Just put it under your shirt and hide your gift from the world. Or it'd be like giving Steve Nash a basketball and being like, don't bounce past this to somebody better. He's a white basketball player. For those of you that don't know, that's what he does most of the time. Or it'd be like giving Tim Tebow a football and telling him not to be a virgin. I don't like that guy, and it's not fair because he's a really good person and that's a terrible reason to hate somebody. I don't think you should be allowed to be a professional football player if you don't believe in rape. I think it's bad for the sport. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, sir. This guy's a rapist. I'm very careful. I went to a big football school, so I can say that. If you were date raped in college, you didn't go out enough, or your school didn't have a very good athletic program. That doesn't sound fun. I feel bad for you. I had a lot of fun friends in college, though. I had like this one friend who was always trying to get us to dare him to do stuff. There was always stuff that he already wanted to do. And he'd be like, hey, you guys dare me to take off all my clothes and hang out the 6th floor window and try to piss on you while you leave? Hey, you guys dare me to take off all my clothes, try to eat this whole raw chicken I already paid for. Hey, you guys dare me to take off all my clothes, try to put Jack's dick in my mouth, try to get him hard without waking him up? We're older now, and he's married. He still does the like daring thing, it's just that the stuff he wants to do now is way less entertaining. Like, a couple weeks ago we were at dinner and he wanted us to dare him to drink the whole $45 bottle of wine we just ordered for the table. Really, no. And you're already doing that. And he was like, hey, you guys dare me to try and talk to that Puerto Rican girl who's crying at the bar? And we were like, yeah, Alex, you should go apologize to your wife. He's fucked up. I got broken up with in a bar one time. I'm fine. Don't be sad about it. I'm good. No, I did it. It was actually awesome though. It was a silent breakup. You know what that is? I was seeing this guy for a little while, and then what happened is we ran into each other at a bar, and then we like made eyes across the room. And then what happened next is we never spoke again. That was it! It was so great. If you have to do it, if you have to break up, silent breakup is the way to go. It's still like the best version of something sad though, right? It's like being the MVP of the WNBA. Because you're the best, but it's something that everybody hates. Have you guys seen a WNBA game? Watching a WNBA game is like watching your stepmom try to set up her email. It's tedious. Everyone's in a bad mood. They won't let your dad help. My dad is my best friend because growing up he always treated me like an equal. I don't mean that he like respected my opinion or anything gross like that. I mean that when we competed athletically, he played full out. Like super important to him that I didn't play like a girl. He wanted me to play like a weaker, slower boy. That's how I live my life. I want to have a kid so there's somebody I can beat at horse for a decade. I mean, that sounds fun. I told my boyfriend recently that if I got pregnant now, I would not get an abortion. He's from a very conservative Catholic family. He still seemed pretty bummed about that. I guess because, like, what's the point of having a liberal girlfriend if she won't get an abortion? Like, great, I'm going to keep the baby, but I'm still going to raise it wrong. He worries a lot about dumb stuff. He thinks whenever I'm not with him, he just thinks I'm out looking for dicks. Put it in a hole. One of mine, specifically. But we live together, so when I'm not with him, that's like the only time I'm not expected to have sex. Why would I spend that time having sex with somebody else? When I'm not at work, I don't go to other people's jobs and be like, hey, do you have some filing that I could do? I don't want you to think I don't like sex, because I do. I also like bacon. If I have it for breakfast, I don't immediately go out and look for more bacon. You know who would? My fat fucking boyfriend. Oh my god, he loves it. He loves it so much. I am scared. There's stuff I'm scared about. I'll say it. I'm scared about like turning into my mom as I get older. That's the thing that some women worry about. I don't want to get like meaner and more judgmental and less interested in fucking my dad. Guys, he is so good looking. Ask my family. They're over here. Did you remember that? That's real. They know him. I said that anyway. Please don't tell him I said that. Please don't be calling him right now and telling him that I said it. It's against God in some way, and people love God. Did you know that? People love him. I was reading this article about Jerry Lynn. Do you remember that guy? Basketball player, Asian, whatever, I don't see color, I'm not racist. He's an Asian guy though. But in his article, he's talking about how he lives his life for God and he wants to be a preacher one day, and that's very noble. And then they asked him if he could have dinner with any 3 people, living or dead, who would he pick? And he said Martin Luther King Jr., Michael Jordan, and Tim Tebow. So he picked another athlete who also likes Jesus over actual Jesus. If you live your life for Jesus, shouldn't the answer to that question always be, I have Jesus over? And then whoever he wants to bring, it's really all for him. It's all about him. I don't have health care, but I figured out the other day what I do have is crying. I went to the doctor. It was more expensive than I thought it was going to be, and I started to cry, and they let me leave. And I was like, has this always been an option? Does Obama know about this? Should put it on the thing. He's working very hard, and all you have to do is cry, apparently. I guess I have like healthcare on the brain. I saw an ad on the train the other day for BlackBerry. Remember those phones? Remember when we had those? That was fun. There was an ad for them recently. I guess they're still trying, which is adorable. It was like a really sassy girl, and then the text over it said, I'm about action, not distraction. But I misread it, and I thought it said, I'm about abortion, not distraction. And I was like, I'm gonna get a BlackBerry. I didn't know they could do that. They are all business. That is not a lie. I was in a park the other day. I live a very full life. I was in a free park. And there was this little sparrow getting gang raped by some other little sparrows. And I realized because of just my like sheer size, I was like, I can stop this. I can make this right. But then I couldn't decide like which side of the gang rape I was on. Like I was like, is this an important lesson? You can't just jump in to an emotionally charged situation like that. I don't have all the backstory. Well, careful. It's fine. And then I was like, that's what God must feel like all the time. Like he just looks down, he's like, oh, this guy again. Ooh, is he being mean to an old lady, or is that old lady being racist? Car accident, clean it out. Messy. I don't know a lot about sex, because everything I learned about sex I learned in high school from one Lil' Kim album. The pink one, did you guys know? Lil' Kim taught me the most important lesson though, which is that giving a good blowjob is the key to a lady's confidence. By the time I reached college, though, I hadn't had like a lot of experience with penises. I was also still calling them penises, which is very technical, doesn't make anybody feel sexy. So I asked my best guy friend if he would give me a blowjob lesson. By which I mean if he would let me blow him while he tells me how to do it better. He's a really good friend, so he agreed. But like halfway through, he got a little too into the role, and he just shouted. He was like, "You want to know how to suck my dick?" And I did not reply, because I had a dick in my mouth. I was already doing it. He was like, "You want to know?" So he answered his own question. "You want to know how to suck my dick? Then suck my fucking dick." That's not how people learn things. You see kindergarten teachers going around being like, "You want to know how to read? Read this fucking book." There's no scientists sitting around their science table. Being like, guys, we're gonna split this atom, let's just split this fucking atom. Is that how they do that? I don't know. Maybe scientists. Guys, my family is here and I did that blowjob joke anyway. Because it is their favorite. Alright, enjoy the rest of the show. I'm Erin